Hi girls, this video is about 9D. It's about finding the gradient of a line. So the gradient is about the slope or the steepness of the line. So let's look at it. It says the gradient is a measure of slope, so like a hill, like how far up something goes, and it is the increase in y as x increases by 1. It is the ratio of change of y over the change of x. Now really what we call it in maths all the time, the gradient is rise over run. So I'm going to just show this little line here. I don't really like it because it's not on a grid, but as I go over one space and up 2, or when I go over 2, I go up 4, I can say that the rise over the run is 4 over 2. So rise is up and down, and run is left and right. So I can call it 4 over 2, or I can call it 2 over 1, and that's, or 2, and that's the gradient of that line. Okay, sometimes the gradient is negative. It goes downhill. In other words, I go down, I call that -3, and to the right. So down 3 over 2. Now that can be written, and this is the super important part, that can be written as down 3 over 2, or it can be written as down 3 over 2. Okay? But there's only one negative sign there. Okay. Some people even write it like this, 3 over -2, and they think of it like this. They think of it as up 3. They think of it from this point up 3, left 2. So that's kind of weird. I don't really like that one. This one or that one's fine. This is the best one. The run is always considered to be positive when moving from left to right. So we'll keep it like that. The gradient is negative if y decreases as x increases. Okay, let's look at this one. A horizontal line has a gradient of 0, and the gradient of a vertical line, so going up and down, is what's called undefined, and I'll talk to you about that more in class. Okay, so it says decide if the lines labeled A, B, C, D on this graph have a positive, negative, or 0 or undefined gradient. Okay, so I'm going to say this one's positive, C is positive, because it goes up from left to right, and A is negative because it goes down from left to right. And this is a horizontal line, D, so it has a gradient of 0. And this one has a gradient that is undefined. I'll put these like that so it's clear when we go back and look at it later. Okay, so let's look at these. It says find the gradient of these lines. Super easy. I pick any 2 points that I can see on the line. Well, I can see a point here, 0, 0. And I can see a point here, 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm just going to walk to the points. I'm going to start on the left and move right. So here I go. I'm starting here, and I'm going to go up 3 and over 2. I have to make a right angle. Okay, I can't go diagonal, so I got to go up 3 over 2. So the gradient in this case, the slope, we call it M. Did they call it M in the front here? Well, they didn't, but we usually call it M for a mountain. Okay, the gradient is up 3 over 2. Lots of times it's a fraction. Many, 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 many times it's a fraction. Okay, this line here is going down from left to right. So if I can imagine that I'm a little tiny girl in a little dress, okay, and I can get on this line, the leftmost point I can see. If I were to run along it, I would be running straight downhill. So I know that it's going downhill, so the gradient is negative. So I'm going to start at this point and go to this point. I'm going to go down 4 and over 4. And that's it. Okay, you have some work to do.